Vigil Fire Hose Reels is the subject for today. Firstly, it's mostly to tell you what the differences are between the various types, because first of all, there's the 19mm and there's the 25mm. Now when we refer to that, that's the internal diameter of the actual hose. Right, this is 19mm and it's the internal diameter. Did I just mention that? Because by coincidence, the outside is 25. So don't get mixed up. The 25mm is slightly fatter. The actual inlets and everything are the same, but it's the outlet. If you are in an area where your water pressure might be slightly lower, or you notice in summers and things when there's less water that your water pressure is a bit lower, then probably safer using the 19mm. If you have no issues with water pressure, 25mm throws out more water. What's not to like about that? Remember, these are supposed to be used on fires. So that's better. And they're not that much more expensive in price. And the amount of space it takes up on the wall when it's fixed, pretty much the same. So the next question, fixed manual or fixed automatic? Fixed hose reels are as they sound, fixed. So if you put this one over here, now if you can see this pipe down here, it is a fixed one. And sorry, I didn't mention, the opposite of fixed is the swinging type, all right? So a fixed one, you put it up on the wall and there it stays. Now it will have a hose guide, and so the hose fixes through this guide. I can't put it on with the nozzle on, and that enables you to pull it this way or to pull it that way. You can go pretty much any way. The swinging one, the whole hose swings. So if you are pulling, so you don't need the hose guide, and you wouldn't get one because it stops it swinging, but if you pulled the hose that way, it'll swing around with you. Or if you pull it out that way, and obviously that's a lot better, a lot easier. It will just go in the direction. Just to show you how they come, because you're thinking, well, that sounds complicated. On the back, the actual hose reel is the same. Everything else is the same. It has this little stubby one. Instead of with a fixed pipe and a bracket, it has this part, and it has that extra stuff as a bracket for this. But this part goes on, and as you see, it will swing around. It's not easy to demonstrate, but give me a break. These things weigh nearly 20 kilos. I'm not hanging it up, and it won't. If we fix one to the wall, it will pull down all our display. So, but these are popular. So that was, manual. Not a manual, a fixed hose reel against a swinging one. The swinging ones cost a bit more because of the bracketry. The box it comes in is the same, and all the instructions on how to put it together are quite obvious and quite easy. The next one is automatic against manual. Now you see, so a manual reel like that, you see this one says automatic. What an automatic one means is that when you pull the hose out, all right, the hose reel starts to turn. Within this middle part under there is a valve. The manual type doesn't have a valve in there. With this one, once you've turned it, and I think it's after about 3 spins, the actual valve opens and the water comes on. Simple as that. With your standard manual one, there will be what's called a gate valve or a lever valve roughly here on the wall just below it, and you have to turn the water on and then pull it out and then twist the nozzle on the end on off. With the automatic, by the way, the water doesn't actually come out the end until you twist the nozzle. And these things, really easy, nozzle twist. So a lot of people think that an automatic reel is a retractable one, that you'd pull it out and when you let it go, it retracts and spins back in. You're thinking of hose lock garden reels or cable reels or things like that. These things are far too heavy, and you might think, oh, why hasn't one invented? Because they wouldn't last 5 minutes. They're far too heavy. And seriously, once you've pulled it out and you're fighting a fire, you don't want to let go and it zap back. So these are very efficient. I'll point out on pricing, last time I looked, Vigil Fire Hose Reels cost way less than any others, but they have all of the same approvals. You'll look here, CE mark, which is what you need, and they're approved by the Loss Prevention Council, and they have this on it. These are high quality hose reels. Now, they also come with everything attached. You don't have to buy the hose. It already has it attached. That saves you so much effort. Back in the day, a million years ago, I was a fully trained fire hose reel engineer. Even back then, there weren't many of us. We could strip down a hose reel, strip down the valves, and fix them, put them all back together. Your fire extinguisher engineer these days probably can't. These are very simplistic because it's hard to get spares. So it's quite often easier to just replace the entire reel if you've got an issue. And this comes complete with everything you need. You can, however, buy spares. We sell the nozzles. This is your cheap jet spray nozzle. So as it says, jet and spray. This is the Nozzle Plus. You might say, what's the difference? It's just costs, I know, another £1, and it just looks a bit better. They all do the same job. This one is chrome plated brass. And again, different in that the lever, which this one's stiff, it's a bit easier when it's on the end, and it's just on, off, jet, spray, off. Simple as that. All of these are available 19, 25 mil. I haven't put one here because you can guess what it looks like, but we also sell the lengths of hose. Generally, by the way, these are all 30 meters of hose. That is the regulation under the EN standard. That's the regulation, which off the top of my head, there's ones for servicing, there's ones for the actual hose reel. We do sell 19 mil in a 45 meter length. It's not to standard, but people will still pack it on. It will fit. It's up to you, whatever you do. These are recommendations for standard. We sell the Jubilee clip that fits them all, so you don't have to shop around trying to find the right thing. We also sell an easy connection hose. Putting a hose reel in, by the way, is a plumbing job. Personally, I wouldn't quite trust when your fire extinguisher engineer wants to have a go. It's kind of a DIY thing. It's a plumbing job. Even when I was a hose reel engineer, we left the installation to plumbers, unless it's very simple. These is a flexible thing. This comes with a swinging one as standard. It doesn't come with the manual ones, but we sell these separately as well. Now, I think that's pretty much everything covered. Oh, as you can see, there's also, if they need a bit of protection, there's a very, very simple cover. This goes on, it's elasticated at the back, so it just stretches over and it fits. Most fire hose reels are a very similar size, so that will fit any of them. To be honest, I don't think there's much more I can tell you, but if you do want to learn more, follow the links at the bottom or give us a call. We can tell you everything you need to know about fire hose reels.